Well, hello, hello, hello. It is Sunday afternoon. It is 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, and today I'm going to be doing my online card class demonstration. So I did a card class, an online card class that you could purchase, and then I sent you all of the supplies and everything. You get a PDF, and for this particular class, there were four cards, and you got to make two of each card. And so what I'm going to do today is just show you how to make those cards, and then I'll post this on YouTube. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's a beautiful day here in Middle Georgia. It happens to be my son's 43rd birthday. He's my firstborn. And so if you hear music in the background, it's my kid's music. That's him, 43 years old today. And he is actually a musician, travels all over Europe to sing and play his music. He writes all his own stuff. And he goes by the name Dekker, D-E-K-K-E-R. So if you're looking for somebody new to listen to, be sure you hop on over to Spotify or YouTube or Apple Play, Google Music, whatever, and take a listen because it's fantastic music. Okay, I'm going to put the camera down and then I'm going to get started a bit. I am going to tell you really quickly about my next class. I'm going to see my nice cup of coffee there. Hold on. So good. My next card class is going to be 4 different cards, and we're going to make 5 of each of these for that class. I don't have all the specifics together yet of what freebies you'll get with that class, but I will post that on Facebook, on my website, and I'll send it out in emails. If you want to subscribe to my emails, go to mypaperconnection.com and hit contact and put your email address in, and then I'll be able to start sending you emails so you can keep up with me and what all is going on in my world. All right, so I'm going to put those aside and we're going to go ahead and get started. The first card we're going to do is this one. And I featured this card class around the stamp set Biggest Wish and around the paper, the designer series paper of Awash in Beauty. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this, okay? And when you get a card class from me, or when you come to my card classes, you'll receive a plastic bag that has all that you need except for glue and scissors. And in that bag, you're going to have what you need to make that card. Now, mine only has one because I'm only going to make one. But this particular card class, you were able to make 2. So you would have gotten everything to make 2 cards. And for you, what I did was your envelope will have all of the little bits and pieces inside the envelope that you need. Okay? So these are the pieces that you would have gotten for this particular card. And I'm going to go ahead and get us started with that. I think the first thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and glue this together. And I'm just going to hit the high spots, the thicker spots, like maybe right in here. Just a little bitty bit of glue in there. And then like right in here. Because when you put it down, you don't want it to goosh out all over the place. So that's what we're going to do. This is Balmy Blue. Pardon my fingernails. It's time for me to get them done again. So I'm just going to glue that down. And then you're gluing it down to a piece of basic white. This is Old Olive. And we're going to put this down on the larger leaf, which is Granny Apple Green. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I hope you don't mind the music in the background. I get a little melancholy on my son's birthday. He lives in England, has done for, 14 years. He's lived in England since 2008. And I don't think I've had a birthday with him since he was 19 years old. He's 43 right now. So that didn't go well. It didn't stick, did it? Okay. Now my fingers are all sticky. Okay, I'm going to put that little thing aside. This is my silicone mat, and I could have actually put glue here and just dipped it in it, and that would have worked. Or you can use a sponge and cut them in quarters and dip it in the glue, and then on the back of your item there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and do my stamping, and I'm going to stamp Hello Friend. And I'm going to use Granny Apple Green ink to do that. All right. And I'm going to cut this down In your kit, you got pieces that were closer to the right size, so it wouldn't be so much to, I need to put this mat, I'm going to do that again, and put this mat. This is a Stampin' Pierce mat. I should have done that a second ago. These photopolymer stamps just stamp so much better when they have this little bit of cushion under them. You'll probably see it whenever I pull this away. No, you won't, because that's not very good, is it? Let's try this again. Maybe I would need to re-ink my stamp pad. Okay, there we go. That's better. And then I think right there I'm going to do the other, which is Friend. And I'm going to cut that out so it doesn't matter if it's close. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut that out. And I brought in my little mini trimmer. We don't sell these right now. We used to. Actually, no, we didn't sell them really. We got them, you could get them with a starter kit, and they would let demonstrators buy it for a little bit, but then they made them not available anymore, and I wish they would bring them back because I love them and I would love to have more than one. Did I do that straight? I did. Yay. It would not have been straight had I tried to cut it by hand. That just would not have worked. I don't cut straight at all. Okay, so there's my hello, and then I'll put that aside, and now I'm just going to fussy cut around this Friend. It's the only one that we'll be doing that with. So basically I just start and I try to leave some space around my image, and then you turn your paper, not your scissors or not your arm. You just kind of shift it like this, and it'll end up being a nice round even thing rather than being like choppy. It just makes it so much smoother when you do it this way, and you're not like elbowing your arm out everywhere, winging it. Okay, so just turn it around. This is the part that I usually prefer to do recorded videos, because I'll fast forward through this and it's not like you're just watching me fussy cut. All right, almost done. Almost done. Yeah, so my husband, he was deployed. I'm going to cut that big piece off. He was deployed to Kuwait the first part of this year for 3 months, and then he got transferred over to Germany, to Ramstein for 3.5 months. And during that time, I went over and stayed a month with him in his apartment. And our son was playing in Mainz, Germany. Actually, he was playing all over the place, but Mainz was the closest to where my husband was stationed. So one Friday night, we jumped in our car, took off to Mainz, Germany, and we got to see our son in concert. And it was just absolutely amazing. He and his wife have been a band called Rue Royale. They've been on TV, and they've toured all over Germany, or not Germany, Europe. But when my granddaughter came along, they had to, and once she got into school, they had to stop touring. And she'll be 8 in October. And so my son kind of reinvented the whole thing and came out as a solo artist. And now he travels all over Europe. He doesn't do it as often, but he is able, because he's able to do a lot online. But it was fantastic seeing him in concert in Germany. It was so fun. I've seen him as Rue Royale many times in concert, and then even graduated to being the nanny for my granddaughter, and I even toured with them a lot, which was really fun. Okay, so now we're going to use our bone folder, fold this. We're going to make our card. This is Granny Apple Green, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is a piece of the Awash in Beauty, and it's like images that face each other. That's 12 by 12, and you can cut it down the middle, so you can get all of these different pieces, and it's just beautiful on both sides, really. So this is 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm placing it onto a piece of Balmy Blue that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to glue that onto my piece of Granny Apple Green card base. This is really an easy card if everything is cut out for you. Which I did. I did that for you. All right, so now we're going to pop up our sentiments. We're going to pop up hello. That seems to be a little tall still. Let me see if I can do this by hand and it not be crooked. Not too bad. All right, so we're just going to put our dimensionals on here. And my favorite way to get those little boogers off is my Take Your Pick tool. Just makes it so much faster. And we're just going to stick this on right in here. Then I'm going to get my minis out. If I have any, yep, I have some. And I'm going to stick those on the back of the cutout boards because the big ones are going to show. Thank goodness for mini dimensionals. It's fantastic. Okay, then we will just pick these off. I haven't even been paying attention if anybody is on or if anybody is commenting. And if you don't catch it live, you can go back and see the replay. If you do, please hit replay or type in replay and let me know that you joined me. And if you see it on YouTube, I am very glad that you joined me as well. All right, so we're going to put some dimensionals behind this. If you have not already liked my Facebook page or the YouTube, I would love to have you do so. Okay, and now let me see what I did with those little leaves. There they are, hiding. I think it's supposed to be in the 80s today, and then it's supposed to cool down to be in the 70s. And I cannot be more excited about that. Living in middle Georgia, we don't get extreme weather, which is fine. But after a while, I get tired of the hot, the heat, or however you want to say it. I just get tired of being hot. So there is that. All right, I'm just gonna put this down here. And a part of this kit was you got a half a package of the Awash in Beauty Designer Series paper. You got a full package of iridescent rhinestone basic jewels and a full package of the, it's a combo of Old Olive and Sahara Sand ribbon. And so I'm going to let you make your own ribbons, your own bows, not ribbon, but your own bows, but I'll show you how I do it. So I'll make a bunny ear. I come around and a lot of times I'll make another bunny ear like this, but I really like to just bring it over like that and then just pull it through. Right here. And then you just tighten up your tails and it makes a really pretty bow. Like that. Then I use a glue dot to attach it to my card. And if you follow me, you will see I use glue dots a lot. And then you're just going to trim your tails about like that. Now, I'm not going to do the insides of the cards. I'm going to let you do that on your own class. For those of you who purchased the kit, I will let you do that on your own. I also, this time around, let you cut your own paper because for the most part, it was not strenuous. It was not hard to do. It was real cut and dried and simple. And I just tore my washi tape. Okay, So this first one is done now. No, it's not. I need to add my embellishments. So I'm going to grab a larger one. I have the hardest time. I think it's our humidity that makes it really hard to get these things up. I'm actually going to put it in the center of that flower. And then I'm going to take a couple of little ones and just kind of add them here and there. I like to do them in odd numbers. So there you go. There's 3 of them right there. And I'll put those away. Now that's my first card made, and it's really pretty. And as you could see, it was super easy to do. All right, so let's move on to the second card. This is the second card. Again, you will have an envelope in your package that will have all your bits and pieces in it, which included 2 flowers and 3 leaves. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and get my stamping done for this one as well. Let me put these stamps away. This one is a happy birthday card, and we're going to use the Granny Apple Green once again. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my birthday sentiment right in here. Okay. And then I'm going to bring my little bit bigger piece in and stamp my happy. And this entire stamp set is big block letters and cursive writing. It's really nice. And it makes it really easy to make pretty cards. What is going up with I think I should have re-inked it. I'm sorry about that. I don't like how that's turning out. So let's try this again. Okay. I'm just going to clean this up because I got ink all over it. All right. I'm going to bring my little stamp or my little mini cutter back in and trim this off. A regular trimmer will do the same thing. I think this needs to be trimmed a little bit. I may see that I want to trim it a little bit more, and I may do that. I am going to do that just a little bit more. But really, it's however you choose to do it. There's not a particular size it has to be. It's whatever you choose to do. Okay, and this one is just going to get trimmed. It's not going to be made smaller. It's just going to be trimmed right there and right there, and that's it. Get this out of the way. Okay, so here is, now I'm not doing the inside, but in your kits you also have these pieces of paper that are a part of it. These are for the inside. I'm just going to put those away because I'm not going to do the insides right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get this folded. This is Crumb Cake, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is So Saffron. And what I'm doing here is I'm just putting it on a little cattywampus. I just want it to have a little bit of a tilt to it. So I'm going to add it in here just as long as it stays on your paper. That's the main thing. This is a piece of Blushing Bride, and I ran it through I think it's called the Painted Texture. Let me see. It's this embossing folder here. I think it's called the Painted Texture or Tasteful Texture or something like that. Now this one I have tilted going down that way. This one I'm going to tilt going up this way, like this. Then I'm going to take this piece. I ran this through using the pinned flowers. There's a die that makes it look like you tore your paper out of a notebook. And I'm not going to mess with those little edges up there, torn edges up there at the top, but then I'm going to place my card in here like this. I think this looks wider than that one. It's fine though. And then I'm just going to place this on. This is a piece of the Awash with Beauty. or wash in Beauty. I'm going to go in the opposite direction for this. Now I'm going to place dimensionals on these. Okay. Super, super easy card to make as well. It's just assembling. Not a whole lot of stamping, because I wanted to make the card that if you already had the stamp set, or if you didn't like the stamp set, then you could make the card using a different sentiment. Okay. Take these off as well. Okay. Just going to put this in here about like that. I'm going to put this in here about like this. Then I'm going to put on my flowers. So you flip them over. When you get them, there will be a side that is soft and rounded, and then there's a side that it's not rounded, and that's the side you're going to put your dimensionals on. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to put this and let this overlap, and don't worry that the dimensional is showing, because we're going to cover that with an embellishment. I'm not worried so much about the stem. I mainly want it on the leaves. So I'm going to put it down here coming out of this one, and I'm going to tuck it under the petal, and then I'll put one here on the top as well. Again, only putting it on the leaves, and we'll stick this coming out up in here. And it will work better if you kind of do it where the stem of it is going up under a petal. It won't stick out as far that way. Okay. Again here, I'm going to stick that out up here. And if you want to tuck it there on top of your word, you can, or just tuck it under it, that's fine too. All right, so now we're going to use our embellishments. I'm going to use the big ones to go in the center of the flower. And it will almost cover those 3 holes where you won't see them. It's pretty close. Okay, and then I'm going to take the smaller ones and just put them randomly in places. I usually will do them in a triangle. Just kind of draws your attention to it. And I'll put one down here. And look how pretty that turned out. Isn't that pretty? And it was super simple to make, right? Okay, let's put that one to the side. Now we're going to make the next one. Whoops. This one has a little bit more stamping involved. Okay. I'm going to put this stuff away just off to the side for right now. Grab a cup of coffee or a swig of my coffee. Okay. I should have brought a piece of scrap paper. Let me grab one real quick. I think it'll be better if I do that. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to get our thanks, and we're only going to do it across the top and across the bottom. And I think it works best if you do your thanks in the center first. Okay, and I'm just going to do the top and the bottom. And then you're going to stamp off a little bit. That's why I got the paper, because it's going to go off the page. And I am being messy today. Okay, then I'm going to take a piece of paper here. I'm going to stamp thanks on here. Okay. Then I'm going to use my Post-it note or rectangular postage stamp punch. We're just going to pop that out. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, this is a piece of, I think it's 3 1/4. Let me look. Oh, I was right. 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And it has been run through an embossing folder as well. It's this one. It's the thank you. And it has thanks, merci, danke, gracias, all of those different thank you. And so I just cut it and I ran it through. It's one of the smaller embossing folders and it fit perfectly. So I just did that. So now I'm going to glue this on. Before I do that, I'm actually going to glue this piece. And this piece is 2 1/2, I believe, by 5 1/2. So we're going to add this to the front of that piece. And I just kind of wanted it to be in the center. I did another one of these. Actually, I did it in the Orchid Oasis, I think it was. And we did the teacup stamp set. We used it for one of my classes, my in-person classes, and it turned out so cute. It had little teacups on the designer series paper, and then we just added some pretty stuff to it, and it was gorgeous. You can imagine that Orchid Oasis being gorgeous, right? Okay, I don't like that thanks didn't show up better up there on this one. But it's good. It's all good. I should have gone up higher to the top, but it's all good. Okay, now where are the other pieces? I'm going to bring in my little silicone sheet. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. You can actually put some like right there, and then you can just kind of do this number. And just kind of wipe it through the, I almost said oil, glue. Then when you get ready to put this on, find a distinct petal that has certain shapes, and then look for the other shape on the background and put it together. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing here. Just kind of run it through the glue, and then we're going to attach it here. Just like that. All right, we'll put this to the side. Okay, now we're going to pop all this up with dimensionals. So we'll put some here on my postage stamp thingy, and we're going to put one in the center here. My hands are sticky and it pulled the back off without me having to try. Okay. This one is going to rest on the postage stamp, so I'm not going to put one on that. I am going to put it on here. You kind of don't want to double it up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in place here. And then I'm going to put my postage stamp card in place and tuck it right up under there a little bit. Not much, so I want it to go off the edge. And then we're going to take the backings off of this. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this little petal. All right. Tuck that stem up under there. Then we'll do that. Then you also have one of these small leaves. And I think we're just going to tuck that up under right in here. There we go. Then the last thing we're going to do on this is to embellish it, because that's what we do, right? Okay, so I'm going to take one of these here, and we will place it right here. I'm going to take one of the larger ones, and we're going to come in up here, and then one of the smaller ones. Again, we do it in threes, and we're going to come over here and put it in. And then you just have to do the inside of your card, and then that one is done. Pretty, huh? Now I wish I had, when you're getting ready to do yours, stamp them up closer to the top than I did. I did that here, and I like it better. It's still pretty though. It's still very pretty. Okay? Last card. This is a happy birthday card. can get rid of the scrap page. And I was wrong about that one piece here that's not pinned. It is Blossoming Happiness dies. My flowers have come from the Summer Shadows dies. And this card has a background. Your Blushing Bride was done with the Stitched Greenery dies. And this has been one of my favorites. There's so much you can do with that. So pretty. It doesn't come with a stamp set necessarily. It doesn't bundle. It's kind of a standalone die, but you can use it in so many different ways. All right. Put that to the side for right this second. And we're going to go ahead and do our stamping. Again, we've got our Granny Apple Green. Two pieces of it. One is 1 inch and one is 3/4, or I don't know. It's close. Your fatter one, the one that's taller, is going to be for your birthday greeting. I may have been cutting it close. There we go. I think I got it in there. Oh, shoot. Let's see if I can make it better. There must have been something on there. Let me try it on my scrap piece real quick. I want to make sure that this is going to come out right. Okay, that's better. Oh, I don't like that side. I'm going to use this one. And what I'll do is I have a Granny Apple Green marker. Actually, I'm not happy, so I'm going to just do it over. Sorry. I think I have some fuzz. I think that's what's causing this problem. And I don't know how it got on there. But you have to watch that sort of thing or it will mess up. Okay, let's try this again. And I will clean my stamp. If you get a bad image, it's always a good idea. And see, I just saw fuzzies. And I don't know how in the world I got fuzzies on it, but I did. So, okay, so let's try this again. That's better. A good bit better. All right. And we're just going to stamp happy. There we go. And that's all the stamping that we'll be doing. So I'm going to put that away. And we'll just trim this down. There we go. Actually, I'm going to trim that a little bit more. Right here. There we go. And then we're going to trim this one out. That's good. I don't know though. I think I want it a little bit closer to that birthday. There, that's better. Oh, not be so persnickety. I am so persnickety about things. A little bit of a perfectionist, and I'm trying to get over it, but oh, geez, it's hard. I don't expect perfection from other people, but I think I do myself. I need to calm down. My perfectionist self. There we go. Better. Okay. All right. And you're probably saying, it's about dang time, Vicki. All right. So we're going to glue this one down to our Granny Apple Green, which was also included in your kit. I'll try to stick it in the center. Now the beauty of Tombow is you can scooch it if it doesn't go right where you want it. If it's still wet, you can scooch it where you want it to be, and it won't tear your paper. Okay, that's better. All right, so now let's do it. So I've got thick basic white, again, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Have a piece of Granny Apple Green that is 4 by 5 1/4, and a piece of Blushing Bride run through the Stitched Greenery die cut machine, or Stitched Greenery die in my die cutting machine. I can't talk. And I'm going to place this on top of the Granny Apple Green. Okay, then I'm going to take my Sahara Sand. I'm going to wrap it, oh, not yet. Real quick, before we do that, one thing. I'm taking my punch. I can't recall the name of the punch offhand, but I'm going to punch out 3 pieces. And I'm kind of like picky about where I'm doing it, because I don't want it to just be mostly white. I want flowers to be in there as well. So, cut out 3 pieces. And now I'm going to put those in place. This one I'm going to put over here. That one here. This one I'm going to put down here. Well, maybe I'll switch it up and do it like this. Okay, so let's glue those in place. Such pretty paper. Okay, I'm going to kind of go up to the top, and I'm going to go along that edge there. And I'm going to do the same down here. Right down here. Now we're going to do this third one. I don't know how I came up with this design, but I loved it once I did. And we actually did a card at my card class that we used this punch in the same design but with different paper. Okay, that's done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to wrap it around the back here. I usually use a glue dot, but I think I'm just going to use my tape, my seal, making a mess with it. And we're just going to put it down right there. I think I need to go more in the center. There we go. Okay, then we're just going to trim that off in the back. We're going to glue this on to our card. I always make sure it's opening in the right direction. I actually did a Facebook Live one day where I put it in the wrong direction. So, there is that. Now we're going to put these on. We'll use our dimensionals on the back. My hands are so sticky, the covers are coming off. Okay. Done, done, and done. These don't have any special flowers or anything. It's just super easy card. Take these backings off. All right. So we're going to place our birthday down here. Our happy right here, kind of straddling the ribbon. And if it looks like the ribbon wants to move around a little bit, you can stick a glue dot up under that. Now I'm going to take my ribbon and feed it up under that ribbon, turn it sideways. I'm going to do a bow. Not a bow, a knot. Okay, so now we'll do it again, turn it back the other way. And then you just pull. And I only pull one side. I hold one side steady and pull the other. just going to trim it off. The last thing that we'll do, that's not really even, is it? There we go. It's close enough. Okay, the last thing we'll do is to add our pretties. I have one up here. I think I want to do a little bit larger one as I chase it around everywhere. Okay, I'll stick that one up there. And we'll put our larger one down here. Okay, that's got my 4 cards made. And they turn out really pretty, don't you think? I hope you enjoyed this card class, and I hope that you will join me with my next class. I'll show you again, in case you weren't here at the beginning. This is my next class, and I will have, I will have information out about it very shortly, by tomorrow. The deadline to sign up for the class will be October 15th. I think these turned out just beautifully. I'm so happy with them, and I had so much fun putting them together. For this class, you will make 5 of each of the 4 cards, and that will help you to get a good many of your Christmas cards done and ready. So be sure you stay tuned so you can see what I have going on, when this class is going to close, which is the 15th, how much it's going to be, etc., etc. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a great day.